Remember the time when life was simpler, free from social constructs and expectations, immune to the complicated realities of adult life, when your world wasn't bigger than your neighborhood and your desires were limited to your toys. You were a legend if you owned a stuffed superhero, the chosen one if you owned a dollhouse. You visualized your entire life on a magic slate. You let your imagination loose, building castles on Lego. Toys are fascinating, uncomplicated symbols of childhood with a very complicated backstory and a multi-billion-dollar industry driving it. This business is booming. One country is reaping all the benefits, while the others struggle to keep their business alive. What will it take to restore the spirit of play? Let's try to put the pieces together. Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. They say play is a child's language and toys are the words that children learn by playing and discover their world through toys. And if properly chosen, a toy can aid a child's physical, emotional, social and cognitive development. The very act of grasping a toy and learning how to manipulate it enhances a child's motor skills, advances them through stages of physical development. When it comes to emotional development, role-playing through costumes and dolls teaches them how to make decisions in the fantastical worlds they create. Toys also promote a child's cognitive development. Take board games, for example, learning how to solve problems creatively. This can help them approach math and language skills in a rather fun way. And then we have social development. The simplest act of playing with another child can teach them some very important life lessons: respect, cooperation, sharing, to name a few. Toys are also as old as civilization. They've been unearthed from many ancient sites, most of them made from the simplest of materials found in nature: wood, rocks, clay. Among the earliest known toys are dolls made of wood and balls made of marbles. They existed in Egypt way back in 4000 BC. In ancient China, kites made of bamboo and silk were used as early as 1000 BC. In ancient Greece, yo-yos made from wood and dolls made of wax are said to have been used in 500 BC. And in India, toys excavated from the Indus Valley civilization include small carts, whistles shaped like birds, and toy monkeys which could slide down a string. Almost every part of the world has a rich legacy in toy making. But the modern toy industry, as we know it, began in the 18th century with the Industrial Revolution, when technological advancements enhanced the variety of toys. Adults started seeing them as more than fun and games. Toys became tools to stimulate learning. They began representing activities and objects used by adults. John Spilsbury invented the first jigsaw puzzle in 1767 to help children learn geography. Around the same time, the iconic rocking horse was also invented, inspired by ancient rocking cradles. It was primarily designed to help children of affluent English families learn horse riding, but it was soon adopted the world over. Then came the 19th century. David Brewster invented the kaleidoscope in 1817 to help children understand shapes and forms. In the 20th century, as motor cars hit the road, the first toy car was created. The humorous illustrations of animals in newspapers and magazines led to the invention of a new toy bear, produced by the German maker Steiff. America turned it into a rage. An American newspaper published a story of President Theodore Teddy Roosevelt refusing to shoot a baby bear on a hunting expedition. So Americans started calling the toy bear Teddy, a name that became synonymous with toy bears worldwide. Today, a child's passion for these stuffed animals runs deep and wild, the same way it does for the countless toys that have been invented since: the Barbie, the Rubik's Cube, the push toy, Lego, roller skates, board games. It would take you a day perhaps to count the number of toys that exist in our world today, and days more to solve the many brawls they cause. Well, that was the fun stuff. Now let's get down to business. Today, the global toy industry is worth $100 billion, and it is projected to reach $120 billion by 2023. Who are the leading players? If we go by companies, Tokyo-based Namco Bandai is the industry leader, with the highest revenue at more than $6.6 billion US. Lego, the Danish company, comes next with more than $5.78 billion US in revenue. Hasbro, Mattel, and Jakks Pacific complete the top five. Now let's look at the data country-wise. America is the topper of the play school. The American toy industry's annual economic contribution was $97.2 billion in 2019, with over 623,000 jobs directly linked to the American toy industry. In terms of imports, America leads again with more than $34 billion worth of imports, followed by Germany, Japan, the United Kingdom, France, and Canada. The question is, where are all these countries importing from? Well, where else but the country that has been toying with the world? China. It is the largest manufacturer and exporter of toys, accounting for 80% of the global toy supply, with exports worth 68 billion US dollars. China's export value of toys to the US stands at $25 billion, $4 billion to Britain and Japan. China is providing them with electronic toys, stuffed toys, educational toys, action figures, strollers, feeding bottles, you name it, and China has it. Well, what about India? The land that gave the world chess, ludo, badminton, snakes and ladders, playing cards. Where does India stand? Well, our share in the $100 billion toy market is just $1.5 billion. What's worse, we import 80% of our toys, and most of them from China. India is currently importing toys worth $600 million from China. This monster truck that children love comes from China. This toy gun that emits sound and light is also made in China. The musical mat you thought would make a good birthday present, Chinese. And this is no laughing matter. It calls for some introspection. Are we really not capable of making our own toys? Well, we are. There are thousands of local artisans and manufacturers who make toys for a living in India, and there are many Indian toys that have existed for centuries. They might just go extinct, with Gen Z busy playing with Chinese toys. You may remember a few of them: the traditional Indian rattle, dug-dugi, or these traditional Indian dolls made of clay. Why just dolls? There are entire sets of human figurines made out of clay, mostly from Rajasthan. Then we have these Bhatkuli miniature kitchen sets from Maharashtra, the Channapatna wooden toys from Karnataka. And why just traditional toys? There's a long list of modern, made-in-India toys. There are several homegrown brands that are making scientific, educational, and electric toys. Well, here's the thing. India has the potential, the required manpower, the important skill set, the manufacturing capability, and most importantly, the originality, pun intended, yes. But what we're missing is a comprehensive approach. Almost 90% of the Indian toy industry is unorganized, with 4,000 micro, small and medium enterprises scattered across the country. They're operating in small clusters across several states, missing out on all opportunities. Well, thankfully, the realization has kicked in. The Indian toy industry is trying to hold its ground now and earn a name as a toy manufacturing hub. The Government of India is doing its bit. In February this year, the centre inaugurated the country's first toy fair with more than 1,000 virtual stalls. And just last month, the Prime Minister himself stressed on the importance of what he calls the toy economy.
हम अपनी आवश्यकता के भी लगभग 80% खिलौने विदेशों से आयात करते हैं। यानी इन पर देश का करोड़ों रुपये बाहर जा रहा है। इस स्थिति को बदलना बहुत जरूरी है। लोकल के लिए वोकल होना जरूरी है।
Vocal for local. It may seem like a catchphrase to many, but it's the need of the hour. In the last 70 years, we haven't trusted our indigenous industries. We haven't trusted our resources and capabilities. We've allowed foreign companies to capture our markets. The toy industry is just one of the many victims of this monopolization. So as it gears up for a self-reliant approach, as it gears up to realize its full potential, your choice for the smallest of toys might make the biggest of differences.